आप सोशल मीडिया के ऊपर थोड़ा-सा कंटेंट बना के देखें, वैल्यू ड्रिवन कंटेंट बना के देखें, स्पेशली लिंक्डइन के ऊपर तो आपको बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त किस्म की ऑडियंस मिलेगी और उस ऑडियंस की बेसिस के ऊपर आपको बहुत अच्छी नेटवर्किंग करने को मिलेगी और यही मेरे साथ होता है जब भी मैं लिंक्डइन के ऊपर कंटेंट बनाता हूँ। इनफैक्ट यूट्यूब के ऊपर भी कंटेंट बनता है मेरा, तो उसकी वजह से बहुत ज़बरदस्त किस्म के लोग कनेक्शन में आते हैं और इस तरह की स्टोरीज़ मैं यूजुअली अगर हम अपनी रेगुलर लाइफ़ में देखें तो आपको नहीं सुनने को मिलेंगी। जैसे मैंने अभी इस पॉडकास्ट के अंदर बात की है मरिया से, जो कि एक एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं और यूएई के अंदर शारजाह के अंदर अपने कार वॉश का बिज़नेस चला रही हैं, तो उनसे काफ़ी ज़्यादा हमने बात की स्पेशली बीइंग अ यूरोपियन हाउ इज़ एवरीथिंग गोइंग स्पेशली आफ्टर वॉर और जो भी सिचुएशन हुई इनफैक्ट फ्लडिंग के अंदर भी क्योंकि कार वॉश का बिज़नेस ऐसा है जिसके अंदर फ्लडिंग अगर जो हुई थी यहाँ पर उसके अंदर भी एक इम्पैक्ट भी आया था और उसकी वजह से अपॉर्च्युनिटी भी क्रिएट हुई थी, तो हमने उसके ऊपर बात की है। प्लस ये कि मरिया का एक डिफरेंट किस्म का एस्पेक्ट भी है कि उनके हस्बैंड पाकिस्तानी हैं, तो उसके ऊपर भी हमने बात की है। कैसे एक बेल्जियन यूएई आते हैं आती हैं एंड दे इंस्टेड ऑफ डूइंग नॉन कन्वेंशनल बिजनेस जो कि नॉर्मली डिजिटल नोमैड की कंडीशन के अंदर हम देखते हैं लोगों को करते हुए, वो एक कन्वेंशनल बिजनेस की तरफ जाती हैं और वो एक कार वॉश बिजनेस खोलती हैं। आई थिंक आपको ये बहुत अच्छी लगेगी पॉडकास्ट। लेट मी नो इन द कमेंट सेक्शन कि कैसी लगी पॉडकास्ट। इस तरह की और लोगों से बात करने के लिए आई एम रेडी। अगर किसी की रिकमेंडेशन है तो प्लीज़ डू लेट मी नो। लेट्स गो एंड वॉच द वीडियो नाउ। हाय Maria, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Actually, I think we were connected maybe 8 months back or something like that, and it was really nice learning from you what you are doing in Dubai and a very unconventional business that you are promoting on LinkedIn, which I'm gonna definitely talk about. But first of all, let us know about yourself. A very interesting background and what exactly you are doing here in UAE.
Sure, thank you so much for the invitation. So, to give you a little bit of context about myself, I was born and raised in Romania, and then I spent 13 years in Belgium. So, in Belgium, I had a corporate job. I had, a different life, completely different setup. I never saw myself having a business. I never even dreamt of that, right? So
What kind of corporate job are you doing?
different, like admin, nothing special, like
Okay.
sales, business development. So
Okay.
again, I was never meant to be in like some sort of like corporate slash CEO or something executive level expertise, because that was not my field and I didn't actually even aspire to that. But then I met my husband, who was always into businesses. He had multiple businesses. And then he said to me, you know what? Why don't you set up your own business? And I said, I've never done that. It's not for me. I'm scared of this. He said, you know what? You don't have to know everything. I can help you with that. But you need to do what you know best, like sales, business development, social media.
And when was that? He pushed you
Yes,
into this?
he pushed me. It was end of 2022. So
Okay.
we said, you know what? Let's give it a try. I said, what can happen worse? We build it, we sell it if we don't like it. He had multiple jobs, and he knew a lot about setting up businesses like the car wash business or like the mobile shop business. So he said, let's try with the car wash.
Okay.
So in 2023 we found a place. We loved it. It was a small car wash
In Belgium.
in Belgium. So we had 4 workers. My husband was also working there. And then I started working, let's say, as the CEO,
As the CEO, yeah.
trying to build a business. So, unlike Dubai, in Belgium is a different setup completely. Meaning you can actually go to businesses yourself and sell your services or sell your, have an entry level point in which you speak directly to the CEO.
Okay.
There's no boundaries.
Boundaries,
There's no
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we would do that because next to us there were a lot of like car resellers or spare parts, and then we would go there, and that's how we got our first big business contracts. On top of that, we were doing a lot of social media ads. We prepared our Instagram account for the car wash, and from there we were running ads. And they were very successful. So I said, yes, this is perfect. Let's continue. So we were doing campaigns, and people started knowing about us. We became quite famous in that small little town. And then we got referrals to work with like high-end cars. We were doing detailing for supercars. So we started broadening the services that we were delivering.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
So that was the car wash business. How long did you continue that for?
Yes. So we sold it in November 2024.
So 2 years.
2 years. So we actually built it from scratch. We made it incredibly beautiful, appealing, cozy, and then we sold it like basically double the price that we bought it for. We sold it why? Because we wanted something else.
Okay.
So we wanted to move to Dubai because we realized there's better opportunities out there. So
Okay.
we sold it to basically take that money and use it to buy another car wash in Dubai.
Really?
Yes.
Now, this is first time I'm hearing from someone that because until now, maybe because the people I'm interacting with are mostly the ones who are digital nomads and working on let's say content, or let's say social media, or even Amazon, or anything like which is not related to physical businesses. This is the first time I'm hearing for someone who's moving from let's say Europe and doing some kind of physical business, that too of a car wash. Car wash is usually related to people from South Asia, and we will come to that as well, because your husband has a very interesting background. So who is he from? Actually, where is he from?
He's from Pakistan, right?
He's from Pakistan.
So he came to Belgium like 10 years ago, and he, had worked there, learned the language, got his nationality, and that's how we met, basically. We met in Belgium. And he knew a lot of things about setting up businesses because, again, when he came to Belgium, they didn't recognize his diploma. So he had to start from scratch. And he decided that, better than work for someone else, better work for myself.
From the beginning?
From the beginning, exactly. Okay. So he did a lot of partnerships, he saved his money. And in the end, when we met, we said, let's unite our forces and build something together.
Okay.
Again, that's the difference between him and me. Maybe because he comes from that background, he knows to do multiple things without having, let's say, the educational background. Whereas I have like diplomas. I went to the formal path.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
And you were still thinking about doing a normal office job or corporate job, not thinking about businesses till that point.
Exactly, because in Belgium, people have the mentality of the safety of the job. It's a very conservative society where you are expected to work until you're 65, retire, and that's the end of it. So they don't have this like examples of leaders building successful businesses, and they don't normalize that, they don't popularize that. So of course you will not see that. Obviously you are going to do just what your parents did. So that was my case. I went through the diploma, got the job, that was it, nothing special. I didn't see myself as someone who can build businesses.
Yeah. You don't have this kind of inner belief that you can do it.
Exactly.
Which anybody can do it. But the thing is, it has to be pushed. I think if you haven't done something, you have to be pushed to that. And your husband did that for you.
He did the push.
Yeah.
He trusted me more than I did at that time.
Okay.
Because I was always cautious. Again, this is the European mentality. Even from a tax perspective, you're not incentivized to have a business. So when I saw that this actually works, then I realized, let's do a bigger business. Let's try to go somewhere where they literally support people who want to have multiple businesses.
Okay. Now, I know the hustle culture of UAE. I am all for it, because I know that people, let's say in Europe, apart from the US, let's say North America and Canada, UK even, and Europe of course, there is no hustle culture there. They are usually, the same mentality that just do your job, and because the government will take care of you somehow, and you can just carry on with your life until the retirement. But here in the UAE, everyone has to every day is a challenge. So you have to come up with new ideas. And there, people who love hustle, actually they succeed here. But how did you come to know that Dubai is such kind of place?
That's a very good question. So basically, we knew from social media, number one, and then we started doing our own investigation because we saw that we had some clients or some friends that had businesses here. The clients were coming to us saying, hey, it's a very good opportunity. Why don't you try that? Because you are already in the car industry. That's where you find the best cars. You can do detailing. You can expand your business. We saw social media as well. Everyone who is coming here becomes successful. Yes, it takes time. Maybe it will take a lot of effort, but still you have better opportunities than in Europe. That's what we thought. So we said, you know what, why not? Because we don't want to only end up with one business. We want more than one. And where is the best place right now where people are literally doing this? The UAE. So that's why we decided to completely remove ourselves from Europe, from Belgium, and to come here. So we sold the car wash, And in January 2025, we bought the car wash in Industrial Area 12 in Sharjah.
In Sharjah. Now I'll come back to this one in a while. But the thing is, for Dubai, I understand that people are coming here mostly because of the attraction for tax-free income. You never, because we've been talking to before, like half an hour back, and then before that as well, maybe half an hour on call as well. You never mentioned tax-free income because every time the business person who has this kind of mindset, they talk about ease of doing business, not exactly the tax-free income. Because in Belgium as well, I believe that once you are doing business, you have some kind of way around that. You can save some kind of tax, not through illegal means, of course, but you have some things to you can do that. But you never mentioned tax-free. But what was the motivation? It's not the tax-free income, right?
Actually, if you have business, at some point you will end up paying
taxes,
right?
Yeah.
And the point of view is to scale. So for us, it was very important to scale.
Yeah.
The growth of the business that in Belgium takes you 10 years, here it takes you 3 years, right? So we saw this. We wanted an accelerator for our businesses. And we saw that here you are exposed to people who come with ideas, who come with assets, who come with multiple, points of view. In Belgium, we only saw one point of view. As I said, being very limited, you have to pay a lot for services. If you want to brand yourself, there are so many rules. There's also labor regulations that are keeping you very down, and whatever you're trying to do comes with a cost. Whereas here, you can minimize the costs, partly because you can outsource them. You're closer to Pakistan, you're closer to India, and so on and so forth. So you can have a different way of doing business that is cheaper, that is easier, that is flowing with what you want to do. Things move faster. Like, for example, if today I want to find someone to create my social media, in like 6 hours I find someone.
Yeah.
Whereas in Belgium, you are struggling.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what you're trying to do, there's processes, there's ways to do things. So it limits your growth.
Yeah, and the other point is, you rightly said that you can scale easily here, because in Belgium, of course, in Europe in general, you don't have a growing population. Here it's I mean, until the war, and we will talk about that as well. Until the war, it was crazy population growth that we were seeing, and now as well, hopefully things will improve. Then we will see that. And once the population is growing, of course, the growth is there. And once the growth is there, of course, the people will have the car and they need the wash as well. Out of all the places here in the UAE, why Sharjah?
Honestly, because it was the cheaper for us.
Ah, okay.
We didn't have that much money. We are like self-funded, right? We were always open about this from the beginning. We didn't come from money. We just sold assets. We saved money, and we bought the cheapest option for ourselves. When my husband decided to come here, he spent 4 months investigating, understanding the market, understanding Sharjah, seeing what options are there for us. Because where we are located, there's like the street is full of car washes and spare parts and mechanical shops and so on and so forth. So it's a very good place for a car wash because everyone knows it. It's famous for being there, and people
worldwide actually. Because
Exactly.
Sharjah, people from Pakistan I know who has some good cars, or the cars not from Pakistan itself, they come to Sharjah to buy stuff from there. Industrial area is very famous.
Exactly. We have clients who come from Dubai, from Abu Dhabi, from all over. And we said, you know what, at least here we have the certainty that we will get constant influx of clients and we can diversify. Because we didn't just take the shop and that was it. We started again promoting it. We started going to the biggest secondhand car market in the Gulf area, where we started talking to secondhand dealers to bring them to do the repairing, to do the making sure that their car is properly detailed, polished for resale. That became a big segment of our business.
Right.
So we found ways to increase the number of clients, the good contracts, and even the client satisfaction. So that was the first thing we did until I showed up in May.
So now this is an interesting point, because coming from Belgium, you never been to the UAE before.
I've been. So
Okay.
I saw it, I loved it, and I said, let's go here.
How many times did you come?
Once.
Yes.
How
How many days for?
10 days.
10 days. When was that?
In 2024.
Okay, so when you were thinking about coming, then only you
Yeah,
came here.
exactly.
But you came to Dubai or Sharjah?
To Dubai.
To Dubai.
Yes.
Now this is my point.
Yes.
Now when you came again permanently, let's say, you saw Sharjah for the first time, and Dubai is all polished. You know, Belgium is also not bad, but Sharjah, the industrial area, I know, I've been there multiple times. So how was the outlook? Were you okay with that?
I was fine,
Okay.
right? I live it. I live in Sharjah. I know it's multicultural. It has its own vibe, its own buzz. I like it. I mean, maybe this is a personal favor of mine. Again, I visited Pakistan. For me, it has a very Pakistani vibe at times, with children on the street playing, people selling,
Yeah.
people going somewhere at any time of the day or the night. So I enjoy that vibe. Because in Belgium, everything closes at 6 p.m. So I never got the chance to
Exactly.
enjoy this.
Exactly.
So for me, it was to compensate for those 13 years. So I fully enjoyed it, and I know.
And I don't know if we've discussed this. You were from Romania.
Yes.
To begin with.
Yes.
Romania is like same as European timings. 6 p.m. everything shuts down.
No,
Yeah.
Romania is kind of like in the UAE, like
Okay.
Sunday, Saturday it's open until 12 o'clock. There's 24-hour shops, so there's plenty of opportunities to be out, and people are out a lot.
Okay.
So there's like a more Balkanic kind of culture. People enjoy more. People are more outgoing, outspoken,
Right.
more real, more raw, more intense.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's why maybe I'm so compatible to Sharjah.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
I
exactly.
feel very
सो फ्रेंड्स क्विकली मैं एक चीज़ ज़रा रिमाइंड करवा दूं आप लोगों को कि इस चैनल के ऊपर हम बात करते हैं रियल एस्टेट के ऊपर, प्रोडक्टिविटी के ऊपर, पर्सनल फाइनेंस के ऊपर, रीलोकेशन के ऊपर, इमिग्रेशन के ऊपर, और इस तरह की और डिफरेंट निशेस के ऊपर हम कॉन्स्टेंटली डिबेट कर रहे होते हैं, बात कर रहे होते हैं. एट द सेम टाइम बहुत सारे लोग मुझे कमेंट्स के अंदर अपने क्वेश्चंस भी भेजते हैं. मैं Q&A सेशंस भी करता हूं, मैं वन ऑन वन सेशंस भी करता हूं, ईमेल्स के ऊपर भी रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे होते हैं. बट एट द सेम टाइम ये चीज़ें लिमिटिंग होती हैं और इनमें उस तरह का स्केल नहीं आ पाता. तो इसकी वजह से मैंने कम्युनिटी भी फॉर्म की हुई है. मेरे एक फ्री डिस्कॉर्ड कम्युनिटी है जो कि आप अगेन लिंक में मौजूद है, उसको जाके आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. इसके अलावा अगर आप लोगों को नीश किस्म की एक कम्युनिटी चाहिए जिसमें लोग कम हों बट उसमें प्रोडक्टिव बात हो सके, क्योंकि जब डिस्कॉर्ड पे बात करते हैं तो उसमें लोग ज़्यादा होते हैं, और जब भी आप फ्री कम्युनिटी की बात करते हैं उसके अंदर 1000 लोग होंगे अगर एक किसी प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर, तो उसमें थोड़ा सा चीज़ें नॉइजी हो जाती हैं. तो व्हाट्सएप के ऊपर मेरी पेड कम्युनिटी है जिसकी अमाउंट ज़्यादा नहीं है, $13 पर मंथ के ऊपर उसकी अमाउंट है, और उसमें पूरी दुनिया से लोग हैं. हम लोग डिफरेंट किस्म की बात कर रहे होते हैं, इन्वेस्टमेंट से रिलेटेड अपने अपने आइडियाज़ हैं वो शेयर कर रहे होते हैं, नेटवर्किंग कर रहे होते हैं, लिंक्डइन के ऊपर होते हैं. तो इस तरह की बहुत सारी चीज़ें उसमें चल रही होती हैं. स्टॉक्स सिग्नल की कोई कम्युनिटी नहीं है. अगर किसी ने मुझसे एक दो दफ़ा पूछा भी है तो मैं स्टॉक सिग्नल्स नहीं दे रहा होता, ना इस तरह की कोई कम्युनिटी हमारी. आपको ज्वाइन करना है तो नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन के अंदर लिंक इसका मौजूद है, उसको पे करके आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. अगर आप अभी ज्वाइन करते हैं तो आपको ये फीस देनी होगी, और अगर ये कम्युनिटी जब ग्रो होती है उसके बाद हम इसमें फीचर्स ऐड करते हैं, तो जो पायनियर मेंबर्स होंगे जो कि अभी स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं उनकी फ़ीस चेंज नहीं होगी, और जो आने वाले मेंबर्स होंगे उनको नई फीस पे करनी होगी. तो इसलिए अगर आप इंटरेस्टेड हैं तो नीचे लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिया हुआ है, उसको जाके आप ज्वाइन करें और लेट अस कनेक्ट. Thank you very much. In UAE, you cannot beat UAE anywhere. Like in terms of go outside at 12 o'clock at night, midnight,
Yes.
you find something to eat. 1 p.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., anytime you go out, you won't be starved for sure. So yeah, so Sharjah, this is why you found it's fine. You start living there as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Now, you were not here in 2024 when the floods came. But you were here this year
Yes.
when the flood came again. How was the experience with the floods?
We were not expecting this.
Really?
I have never seen floods on the streets in my life. It was a shock.
Industrial area is worse anyways.
It was so bad. We had to keep the car wash closed for 5 days.
Ah.
It was that bad. Like, I even posted on LinkedIn a post where I took a picture of the street where the car wash is located. It was completely flooded. It was covered in water. My car, like personal car,
Was it flooded?
100%.
Okay.
It's still in the repair shop.
Okay.
So we had a big issue with this because we were thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen with the workers? We made sure that they are fine. You know, they have food and everything, and then we decided that it's best for us to keep the business closed. Once everything went back to normal, we started supporting people, cleaning up their cars, especially with the vans. We would go to their homes and, you know, remove the
Yeah,
dust.
I'll come to that as well because you've got a second business and the third business. So
Yes.
we'll stick to the first business right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, it was kind of a big bump for us because 1 week of work means less money. right? It was a challenge. We didn't expect this, and we didn't know how to cope with it as well. At some point, we were wondering, is this something that's happening every year? Do we need to find a different place for ourselves to keep the cars safe?
Okay.
Not in the, the downstairs
You know, in
parking.
Sharjah, you can expect rain. It will be like that. Dubai is a different case altogether.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Sharjah, yes, there is. You need to maybe come up with something, because human being is inherently they are adaptable, and they can do a lot of things.
Exactly.
Probably the neighbors that you are living with there or working with there, they probably know what did they do in 2024. So maybe they can learn the lesson. You can learn the lesson from them.
100%, because we never thought about this. We saw one day is rain, the second day, the third day. Again, sorry for this, but I'm used to the Belgian rain.
Yeah.
There it rains for 9 months. So the first 2-3 days of rain for us was, it's normal. But it was not normal. So
Yeah,
we got caught by this.
Yeah.
So
Even your husband was not aware about this kind of flood that can happen?
we saw it, but again, what we saw was more from Dubai and how they managed the situation. We never saw it from
Sharjah's
Sharjah.
perspective.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it was different.
So how long did it take? To 5 days
5
before
days.
you start
Yes.
again?
Yes.
Okay. And then you probably got a lot of business because of that, right?
Exactly. It was good. Then I was like, okay, it's not that bad.
Okay, so the business must be flourishing at that time.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
But what kind of business you're conducting? Because not only car wash, you mentioned a lot of other things, detailing, and what are the things that you're doing right now?
Right. So we do detailing. We do, body paint, body wash. We do like lots of like making sure that the detailing is done properly for supercars, inside, outside, engine, like tires, everything. So basically a full wash. It's
How many people are you employing right now?
20.
20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We grew the
Okay,
business.
and now the second part of your business, which is mobile car wash,
Yeah.
how is it going, and what exactly is that?
Right. So basically, we started in October last year, and we bought vans that we turned into car wash vans. And these vans operate in Ajman and Sharjah. We limited ourselves to these two because it's very hard because of the traffic to move between Sharjah and Dubai.
Okay.
So we said, you know what, let's cover these two areas. And what we do is basically people either know us from the car wash and they decide for us to go to do it on site for them, or we are on different apps like the Chill app, the Tawadun app, different apps where we offer our services.
Okay.
And that's how we get clients.
Okay.
And for this one, we also have a website. We went full in. This one is, again, similar to what we do on site, except for the more heavy stuff that we cannot do, like alteration of the paint and stuff like that. But for the rest, we are very well equipped to support any kind of customer, big cars, small cars. It doesn't matter.
So how did you come up with this? And it's only for Sharjah again, not for Dubai?
Sharjah and Ajman, not Dubai.
Not
Yes.
Dubai, because of the licensing.
No, we have the license from Dubai actually.
Okay.
But because it takes us a lot of time because of traffic to move from one customer to the other, it's very hard, and then we end up in delays and complaints, and we don't want that. We tried for a week or two. We realized, you know what? Forget it. Not possible.
For now, at least.
Yes, we prefer to keep it quality and keep it within what we can do. Right.
Now, tell me, how easy was it to set up a business here in the UAE? And then, as you said that for the mobile car wash, you also got the license for Dubai. I mean, it's good that you can do this service, provide the service in Dubai as well. But was it coming up with additional cost?
So basically, for each of the businesses, we had to buy a different license.
Okay.
So the Sharjah business came with its own license from Sharjah, and the one from Dubai, we bought it together with the license and with the clients, and with one van. So basically, it was double cost. So what you have for one license, make it double.
For Dubai or any other emirate?
Yeah, I mean, it was basically the same cost.
For the business,
times.
okay. For the
Yes.
business, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Then, how do you find so far the mobile business? Is it going well?
It's going well, and honestly speaking, I think there's so much opportunity and so much opportunity for growth. People love to get their cars cleaned at home because they don't lose time, they don't waste their own fuel, they don't sit in a queue. In Sharjah, if you look, sometimes we don't even have capacity to keep so many cars and to manage the queue because there are so many. So people seeing this, they decide, you know what, it's better for us to just do it at home. And I see there will be a huge opportunity and a huge demand in the future because there are so many other areas where they are building new sites, new villas. So this, I think, honestly, it will be the service of the future.
One thing I want to ask you about mobile car wash, because we know that in Sharjah there has been different people washing the car on the street, and people get fined for that as well. So you guys probably have the license, so you guys government knows that whom to fine and whom not to fine.
Actually, you're not allowed in Sharjah to wash cars on the street.
Okay, so
You
how do you do that?
Yeah, you need to have your own parking place.
Okay.
Maybe it's a villa with their own, small little garden. That's where you park your car and you can wash it.
Okay.
We cannot wash it on public spaces.
What about Dubai?
Same, I think. Yeah, it's the same.
But Dubai, I see some people like on the designated places. There are
Yes.
people that are washing the.
On designated places, if it's like a parking that belongs to a specific, for example, a company, yes, you can do that.
Okay.
Or for example, if you live in a very restricted area where you have concierge and so on, you can do, but you need the permit.
Okay.
So
okay.
yes, it's possible.
So for Sharjah, you are doing it in inside indoor or not indoor. Let's say in a premise.
Exactly,
not
private premises.
areas.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and now let's come back to the topic of how easy was it to set up everything, getting the license and setting up the business itself.
So the hardest part was actually, imagine we were in Belgium. You need to find the actual information, and there's very little information about these kinds of businesses, the physical businesses, on the internet. So you need to actually come here to understand everything about the setup, everything about how it works here, because everything depends on the emirate that you are going to choose for your setup. So that's why my husband came in January, and he started understanding and analyzing the market, and which is, first of all, the best position for the car wash. Because if you buy a car wash that is in the middle of nowhere and nobody will discover it, it's going to go bankrupt. Because unlike in Belgium, where we were using heavily ads on Meta, here the ads don't work.
Ads don't work?
No.
Really?
It was challenging for us, yes. We would never hit that sweet spot of finding clients easily. They would not come to us. They would not trust us because we were not known in the market.
Okay.
So unless you're in a visible place...
And you're talking about the normal customers or also the business customers?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you need to make sure that what you're buying is in a good place so that tomorrow you can grow it. That's why we decided to be next to other car washes, because the area is known. Once we decided that this is the place, we started trying to understand who wants to sell. So once we found one that was within our price range, we decided, you know what, let's try to now find a way to, get the license. And that's where you need a good PRO, a good person who can support you with the paperwork, because it takes time and it's hard. Because before even doing that, you need to get your Emirates ID, you need to set yourself up here, you need to have a bank account, and all these things take time.
Yeah. Before you start making the first dollar, it takes time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you come and have the expectation that things will run smoothly, it doesn't, because everywhere you need to go in person, you need to, get someone to support you with this, otherwise you make mistakes.
Yeah, but try doing this in Belgium as a external person who's coming from outside.
It's the same.
Try doing that, and
it's the same. I would say even worse, because in Belgium you have the language barrier. At every institution you need to speak Dutch, for example, if you are in the Flemish side, or French. Whereas here, at least they'll help you in English. So it's not that hard, right?
Yeah.
This is what we saw ourselves. So the hardest part was, first of all, to get the residency permit, and after that to go and get the license. And it didn't take too much time for the license to be moved to our name, but then took a lot of time to get the water contract, the electricity contract. So you need to be very careful about these things, because one wrong step can end up in you not having a contract, and without the contract you don't have water or electricity.
Yeah.
So especially with physical, boring business type of, businesses, you need to be very careful with these things.
Okay, now let me go back to that topic of your husband, that he's from Pakistan. How did you meet him, and how was your experience back home in Pakistan? And you mentioned that you will be also trying to set up some business there as well. What are the details there?
Yes, exactly. So he's from Pakistan, and we met in Belgium through some common friends. And then I realized that, this is the kind of life I want to live. Like, I saw in him not only him, I saw in him the warmth of his family. I got introduced to his family, and I realized since I don't have my own family, my family passed away. I realized, you know what? There's actually a good way of myself to create my own little family. So they were super welcoming, and I went to Pakistan immediately after I got married, so 4 years ago.
Okay.
And everyone welcomed me. I loved, Peshawar. I loved Islamabad.
He's from Peshawar.
Yes.
Pathan.
Exactly.
Okay.
I love the food, the people, everyone. Even in the airport, people wanted to bring me to their houses to have breakfast together. Like people that never met me.
The good thing is that from Peshawar, you won't find very spicy food.
Exactly.
In other part of the part of Pakistan, you will find.
It was hard for me. I was like usually challenged by the spiciness, but I loved it.
Yeah.
So basically, I've been to Pakistan 3 times already, and I realized that whatever people speak about them in the social media is completely inaccurate. People are very amazing. They want to give you gifts. They want to show you their country. They're very welcoming. And that's one of the reasons I decided, at some point in time, I would love to develop a business there, because I see there's so much potential. I see especially the young people there. They are into a lot of stuff, apps, AI. There's so much development going on in Pakistan that I think this is the future.
Yeah.
If you know where to, invest, you will be winning.
Yeah, and then the population is there. Of course, every time any place, if there is a little bit of help from the system, and you have growing population and young population, you will find something to do there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So your experience so far is great there, and you're thinking about business there after you
100%.
start up. So now you've got a third business as well, and I want to before going into that, there is another point, and everybody's talking about here. Of course, we've seen bad times starting March, the war situation. How did it impact you? And what is the perception? I'll talk about your friends from Europe here as well. But what is the perception outside? We know the media, how it is portraying it. But what was the impact on your business from the war?
Yeah, it were challenging times, of course. Imagine we worked.
And the floods were also in between that time.
The floods went first, and then we had the conflict.
Yeah.
So it was challenging because imagine we wanted to continue working, and we even asked the workers, "Do you want to work?" And they said yes. So in the first phase, school started being remotely. We have a daughter as well. She was at home, and the workers wanted to keep working. They were not scared. We asked them, "Do you want to go back home?" They said, "No, we want to stay here." Fine. But then as the conflict was growing, we realized there was less and less work.
Yeah.
We were checking in with other business owners from the same kind of services, car services, and they said, "You know what? We are firing half of them, or we are asking them to sign a paper that if they don't work, they don't get paid." For me, that was unheard of, coming from
European
Belgium.
country. Yeah.
Like, how can you do that to people, right? Because it's not like you are affecting them directly. You're affecting their countries, their people at home, the families.
Yeah.
They send money home. So I was thinking, how can we do this? So then in the end, we decided, you know what? Maybe we will tell them that we delay a little bit until the work goes back, and then we will pay them in full. We didn't want to cause an issue to them, and they were very grateful to this. But honestly, it was a very hard time. I had to put money from my own pocket, to be honest, because nothing was working. It was challenging. There was no car coming in. People were focusing on what's going on.
It would be the last thing in people's mind
exactly.
to wash their cars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we said, you know what, let's keep it going. We knew about situations like this, right? COVID and so on, but we never experienced it ourselves. But we said, you know what, it happened before. My grandparents were in World War II. My grandfather served war 1 year and 9 months. So I was thinking, you know what, it happened. It's generational. They were not scared. They stayed put. I should do the same. Because many people were saying, oh, let's run. God knows what's going to happen. So people left businesses, houses, pets behind, and they ran away. We were thinking what to do. It's not in our nature to run away when something happens. We stick to where we are. There's, at the end of the day, if the government supported us, protected us, showed that we are fine, why run? At the end of the day, you can never find the perfect country that can ensure you, you know what, nothing will happen to you.
Yeah,
You'll be
yeah.
healthy, rich for the rest of your life. No, it's the mindset of the people. So that's something that we discussed, and he said, you know, we have a business, we keep on going. This will also pass. Right? So we try to avoid this craze. We tried even to avoid watching the news, watching social media, because we kept getting calls from the friends, from Romania, from Belgium. Come home. What are you doing? This is not normal. We should come. I said, you know what? Leave it. We know what we are doing. We are here. We are happy. We have food. Nothing is happening to us. We will stay. It was a tough decision. Many people sold their apartments, like try to sell their cars, their businesses, just to run away. And when I see these things, I always think, you know what? That's the first impulse, you know, of people in front of unexpected situations. Flight or fight. I prefer to stay. And
you mentioned a very important thing before we were discussing this in the podcast, that Belgium also had the same issue of terrorism at one point, and people were afraid there as well. And even people from Romania was telling you to come back to Romania.
Exactly.
And leaving Belgium. So this can happen anywhere. 9/11 happened. I was discussing earlier as well. Finland has a good piece of border with Russia, and even recently I think Romania was hit
exactly by a drone.
Yeah.
Yes, so I was thinking, you like a few months back people were asking me to come back home, and now you see a drone hit one of the building blocks in one of the cities in Romania. So how can you ensure that you are safe? You are nowhere safe. The difference between you feeling safe and not feeling safe is how the government acts, what they're doing for you.
Yeah.
So we saw that here they are not just saying the words, they are doing it, they are implementing. You know, I would never go, honestly, in such situations, I would never go back to Belgium or to Romania. I know that here there's like the government actually does what they are telling in the social media or telling to their people. And again, at the end of the day, I knew deep down that this is not going to last forever. And the people who stayed, those are the winners of tomorrow. You know, even from a mindset perspective, if you stay in such challenging situations, you will win in the end.
And you also had the option. There are many people who didn't have the option. Those are living here, it's fine, but you had the option to move anywhere in the world, but you stayed put. So that was resilience that was coming up. So how is the situation now after the war? Has the business picked up?
It's getting better. We had the Eid sale, mega sale. The whole night the vans were out.
Okay.
It was so cool. We were super happy.
So this was your not the first Eid, right? For you?
Actually, well, the first Eid, well, the second Eid of this year, but the first, both of them together in 1 year, yes. Because
last time
year,
it was
I missed them.
yeah, you missed it. Yeah.
Yes.
So you found, I mean, things have gone back to normal for at least for the residents, and you are catering to the residents. So you're not catering to the tourist here. But of course, one thing I can imagine is new sales are down, new car sales are down. Of course, the used car sales are down as well. For that, you might have the hit on the business. So how is that? Give us some insight, because I was thinking about buying a car, but when I went to buy a second-hand car, and I found that the prices are not down. People are not bringing them down. I mean, they're keeping it there, unless of course somebody has to leave the UAE for any reason, and the only reason people are leaving that I can see is not because of this this war situation, but because they might have lost the job or their business is not doing well. They might be going away, and then they might be thinking about disposing of these their stuff. अगर आप चाहते हैं कि यूएई की प्रॉपर्टीज़ के अंदर इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए आपको बहुत बड़ी अमाउंट चाहिए, वो आपके पास अगर नहीं है, तो आप बहुत एक अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म है स्टेक के थ्रू अगर आप इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, तो आप इवन 1000 दिरहम्स, 2000 दिरहम्स, 4000 दिरहम्स, वॉट एवर द अमाउंट इज़, जितनी भी आपके पास अमाउंट है उसके थ्रू आप इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं. आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट भी सिक्योर होगी और आपको जो मंथली रेंटल होगा वो भी मिलता रहेगा. अगर आपको स्टेक में इन्वेस्ट करना है तो मेरा रेफरल लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिया हुआ है. रेफरल बोनस आपको मिल सकता है. आप उस लिंक के थ्रू अकाउंट खोलेंगे और पहले ट्रांजैक्शन के ऊपर आपको रेफरल बोनस मिल जाएगा. Now let's get back to the video.
So at the moment it's slow. I mean, our business is still hit, but it's getting better, to be very honest with you. Again, 2-3 months we had to put money from the pocket. It's normal for the salaries, because you need to cover those costs. It's normal. But now we see this getting better. So for example, I think June will be a strong month because we already have people who are constantly booking after Eid. And I honestly feel that they also understood that, the situation is getting better. So they can spend, because I felt like in these 2 months people stopped spending because they feared the worst, so they want to have liquidity in their pockets. Now they're going back to their normal behavior, which is like taking care of their cars, washing them once a week, making sure that everything is proper, like they polish them. So I feel like people have this optimism going back to normal, and which is directly influencing
Some of the
parties.
I know a few people from different government companies. They're working right now, and some of the government agencies or companies, they are asking people to come back to home, come back to the offices fully, like 5 days a week. And earlier they were working on hybrid. Because of that, I think your business will of course get some boost, because people will go out more and they will want to wash their car more. So I think government is doing a few things that can stimulate the economy again.
Exactly.
Hopefully things goes on the direction which we are hoping for.
Yeah.
So what about because I regularly get interaction with people from Pakistan, India, many other nationalities, also Europeans, Canadians. But as you are from Europe yourself, what is the situation? People have left from Dubai, and what percentage? If you put a percentage, how many people have left? Those who were in your circle, how many people have left after the war, especially?
I would say around 30% that had businesses here left. Some of them for good or for a long period of time, because those were the ones that just arrived.
Those people don't know what can happen and what are the possibilities.
Yes. So those are the ones that left first, and they told me, we are not sure we're coming back. Then there's the 20% that left because maybe some of them are from Pakistan or went back to Europe, and they extended their holiday because now we are heading towards summer. I honestly believe most of them will come back, because again, once everything is fine, there's no reason for them to stay in Europe. Most of them don't have a house there anymore. They rented it out, so it's tricky for them as well.
Yeah. And then the situation overall has not changed. The inflation is high overall in the world.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Belgium, the security situation, the law and order situation, but places like, let's say, the UK, it's not that good. So people still think of something, but not probably their home country, maybe somewhere else.
Exactly.
So not everyone is willing to go back. And the media, I don't know about European. I know about European media, but they are crazy. The way they have portrayed things. Like, I remember FT mentioning 1 in 8 British have left Dubai. So the way that they have mentioned, they could have said that, okay, 7 people have stayed here, one person has gone back. But they don't want to say like that.
I'm telling you, I was even approached on LinkedIn by journalists saying, can you share about your story, how your car
from Europe, from the Belgium?
Yeah, from the UK, I think they were as well.
Okay. They want to get some negative press.
Of course. Yeah. Asking me how my business has been impacted. And I was thinking what to share, because there's nothing to share. How it was impacted, from the point of view of my employees. But my employees were fine. I gave them the opportunity to go back home. They said, no, we want to work. We are happy here. They didn't get, they expected people to, get depressed about this or have viral reactions. Nothing happened. People were very calm. They took it with ease. I would say the craze that the social media is portraying is 90% fake. They try to find ways to poke and make people come up with statements that are untrue, and then they try to make them sound even worse than they are.
Yeah, and it's everywhere. I've seen people from Pakistan even they're bad mouthing India as well, Europe as well, of course, everywhere. It seems like people are jealous of Dubai, maybe.
100%. People, honestly, when I had conversations with other people, were saying, oh, yeah, you see, you went to Dubai. Now you see why you shouldn't have
told you so.
They said, you were greedy. I said, no. Again, people love to see good business models and good countries get into trouble.
Yes.
They thrive on that. But they don't know one thing, that this country has the resilience to turn twice, 3 times better than before.
Yeah, but this is what I've seen, that whatever issues that we've seen in past, like global financial crisis, here the property prices went down 60% in 2008. I'm here from 2009 until now, so we've seen a lot of things. From 2009, the property crash, and then Expo was announced, but that was not 100% sure. But after that, the oil prices were down. Then COVID, of course, floods.
Yeah.
So we've seen a lot of things, and then this, of course, this war, and this was the only thing that didn't happen. So now this happened as well. So we will see what how things go from here. Now there is one important thing. Actually, I forgot that to discuss about your LinkedIn and social media presence. That was crazy. I mean, I never thought that somebody, a lady actually from Europe, promoting her business, that too as a car wash, on LinkedIn. Like nothing is making sense here. Because you may be having a good audience on Instagram, but why LinkedIn?
100%. When I saw that the ads were not working
On Instagram or Meta?
on Meta,
Yeah. Okay.
I said, you know what? Let's go on LinkedIn. I'm very good at writing.
Okay.
And I said, that's the actual only place where I can thrive, because here's B2B and B2C. And people will be curious to understand about my story. How can you take a boring business and showcase it online? And that was exactly what happened. I got viral. I went on Dubai Eye. They published about me. I'm like always getting invited to like events, conferences, podcasts, and so on and so forth. Why? Because of the novelty. The fact that, as you said, a female founder in a usually and historically male-dominated industry, which is the car industry, makes a way for herself and has a voice in this industry as well. This was huge and made me viral on LinkedIn. And once this became viral, people started asking me, what did you do? How is it possible? Because people traditionally don't use LinkedIn for business growth. They use it for applying for jobs, right? And I said, you know what? By showcasing my challenges, my issues, my victories, I created a very loyal fan base, let's say, following, that are interested in talking to me. Like normally before the conflict, I would have 3-4 coffee chats every week with new people.
Because of LinkedIn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Business owners would want to work with me, collaborate, understand about what I'm doing. So for me, it became my website, the place where I post 3 times a week, where I get a good conversation with real people, with real businesses from Dubai, and not even worldwide. So when I saw this success, I said, you know what, let me help others, teach others what I did. So then I came up with my new business idea, which I just launched in April, which is basically a social media agency where I support founders, just like myself, either to learn about LinkedIn or support them with their social media, in particular on LinkedIn.
Okay. And this is why actually we've been connected for the last 7-8 months, but I did not approach you because I never see you speaking. The only time when I see you speak, because I didn't know that you came on Dubai Eye, if you probably have put probably because LinkedIn, you never see all the posts from your connections, so maybe you've posted and I didn't see that. But the last time you were having a live podcast, I think, and I watched that, and they were, 5 minutes I've watched that, and it was really interesting, the way that you've mentioned everything coming from Belgium and doing a car wash business here. So I thought that why don't I just invite you here? And this is why power of social media is crazy. You don't know where you are going to end up tomorrow, because you are just posting yourself, your stories, and be authentic there.
Exactly, because people are fed up with perfect, polished stories. And I said, I will never do that. I'll always be transparent, black and white. I cover everything. And that's what people love the most, because imagine you are a business owner who just starts, for example, in Dubai or somewhere else. If you see that someone else has the same struggles as you, then you don't feel like a complete failure. You feel like, oh, actually there's the companionship. We are in this together. You build this community, a support system.
Yes.
Because reading the post gives you hope, gives you strength at some point. And it helps you to understand that actually businesses are not perfect. They have ups and downs.
Of course, yeah.
It's sometimes based on your failure or lack of management, sometimes based on natural causes or conflicts that happen in the world. But it helps people understand that, number one, being a business owner is not for everyone.
Yeah,
You
of course.
need to learn it. You need to become someone else.
You have to be resilient as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And number two, you need to have patience, because a business, you don't grow it in 1 year, not
Yeah.
even in 2 years. So people who are like, oh, I want a business today, it doesn't work in 3 months, I get depressed and I sell it. That means it's not for you. So that's why I'm trying to explain to people, like, businesses take time.
Same as for social media. 3 months is nothing. Sometimes you get viral, but it's not always the case. You have to keep on
Exactly.
just posting.
Even
Yeah.
for myself, like, for example, I went viral once on LinkedIn in July last year, but after that I had to consistently post. It's the same like in business, consistently doing everything you have to do. And this, I hope, helps people, especially women or people who want to build a business, to understand that this is not that easy, but is rewarding.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's rewarding, definitely. Coming on social media, any of the I've seen a lot of founders who don't need to come on social media, but they actually want to, and then they are seeing the impact on their business as well because of their own presence on social media.
Exactly. Like, especially on LinkedIn, LinkedIn favors founder stories, not the company pages. Founders, because then, for example, if you want to get to apply for a job, you see the founder, you understand kind of where the company culture is heading towards. Then you understand also what's inside there, right? You get a glimpse into that company, big or small, it doesn't matter. Then if you want to build businesses or partnerships, B2B, that's the perfect place to
Platform.
find them.
Yeah,
By name, by country, it's very simple. I'm not sure why people don't use it that much.
The thing is, for social media, sometimes when I post content, I think that this is something which I've said multiple times, but you have to repeat. And I'll tell you something for you as well, because I still don't know what is your car wash name. Because you don't, I think, mention every time in your post. Maybe you will think that, okay, people will go to my profile, see my banner or so and so forth. But probably you have to repeat every time that you're posting, and then this is your car wash business or whatever the case is. What is your car wash name, by the way? I don't know.
Yes, that's true. My car care car wash.
My car care.
Yes.
Okay.
And you're right. Repetition. People think that why should you repeat, but it's exactly it. Sometimes some people see your post, sometimes
Yes.
others.
Yes.
And this will help you, go across all the, audiences that you have on LinkedIn, because I have multiple audiences. And not, as you said, not all of them know me for the same thing.
Yeah, of course. Some people will come for LinkedIn actually.
Yeah.
And some people for actually your car wash, but not everyone will be staying there for for all the time. But specific a post can be helpful to different people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Maria. And I'll put the social media handles of yours in the description of this podcast. And I hope to see you again. And I hope people who are watching this video should visit your car wash, and they should give some kind of a reference from my podcast, so that you know that this is working.
For sure. Thank you so much. Very kind of you.
Thank
It was
you
a
very much.
pleasure. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
a lot. Thank you.